Hi, welcome to the Deep Dive, where I, the creator of the Deep End, go more in depth about each of my shows. This is Season 2, Show 8. So, starting off, the format. As you already know, there is about like three common formats that I've done at this point. There is story music, which is where I will play a song in correlation to the story. There's talk music, which is where I'll play a song in relation to the like topic that's being talked about, and backstory music, which is where a character will be talking about themselves specifically rather than a brand new story, and then not choosing songs that correlate with the story, but rather what they would prefer. So to me, it was just like interesting to be like, okay, these are the formats that if I were to do this in the future, I could be like, okay, today I'm going to do a backstory show, which I'm gonna be honest is probably not gonna happen. Not not yet, not yet. But the two most common that I'll probably be doing more of is definitely the story, which is what you're mostly familiar with, and the talk, which makes it a little more dialogue heavy, but it makes good banter between the characters, and that's what I like. Next thing is I was mostly prepared. I didn't fully have the show done before Monday, but I did have it or not slightly. I had it mostly done. Like I had the first, second, and third section done. I just had to do the fourth. So as soon as I was able to get to campus, I finished it out. All was good. I used the rest of the time to make sure I had all the sounds right, which also didn't take much issue. So everything was fine. Then lastly, I realized that I actually had a neatly organized show for once. Show 6 is very infamous for having one too many sound bites for me to play, so it was nice to only have three unique ones. And then I was able to highlight each of the like characters. That way, when I'm reading it, I don't immediately go, wait, who's supposed to talk here? Which, in shows with a lot of character switching, matters a lot. It was only two people, but it was still something I wanted to make sure I did a lot. Also, bonus points for anyone who can accurately guess what the sound was off of the big opening portal. Alright, next, when it came to performing, I was like, my voice acting was pretty amazing that time. I feel like I greatly portrayed Al breaking down. Xander, I'm still a little fickle with his voice. Like, actually, I did experiment with trying a similar but still new-ish voice, because I'm always worried he doesn't have enough, like, emotion when he talks. Like, he just kind of sounds that, like, same grittiness, and I want him to be a bit more dynamic, but I still feel like I did a good job with what I had. Next thing is, I thought I was doing some pretty good technical work, minus the one issue where I accidentally played the going back into as the going out of, and vice versa. But other than that, I don't think I messed up the songs, I don't think I messed up the sounds, and everything was exactly where it needed to be. And then lastly, I just had high confidence in what I was doing. Like, I had been doing this now for over 17 shows, so it was nice to be able to finally feel good doing it. Especially when I'm not, like, stressing over, I gotta play the sound, I gotta play the sound, I gotta play the sound. It makes it a lot easier to focus on what I am doing in the show. That way it comes out more naturally and not forced. And then when it came to re-listening back to it, I chose them, but I was kind of less interested in the songs. Like, I was perfectly fine with Al's selection. I was perfectly fine with Xander's selection. I just didn't feel like Surfin' USA and Beyond the Sea was quite what I wanted it to be, because I try to think in terms of, like, the first song should, like, introduce you to the whole vibe of the show, and then the last song should be, like, a good send-off. And Beyond the Sea is a nice melody, if this were Nemo. But since this is a show with a lot of complex who's what's, it's not saying that talking fish aren't complex, but you get the point. I felt like I could have chose better songs for those sections, but at the same time, I still feel like they fit. Next, it's going to be anticlimactic, but I was satisfied. Like, at this point, I listen back to these shows and I'm like, yeah, this is my show. This is what I'm showing people, whether you like it or not. But I still always try to strive to top it regardless, just because I want to see if I can just do it a little bit better, but I don't want to perfect it, because otherwise I have nothing to work on. And then finally, as you would imagine, I was ready to end it. Not myself, the show. It's like, since I had been doing this for this whole semester as well, this has now been 2 whole semesters where I've done this radio show. It feels very nice to be able to do this creative liberty, but it's still a major drain on my day-to-day schedule, and it's something I have to always keep in the back of my mind as I see the week end approaching. But I still love my show dearly, and I still plan on continuing this up in like February or whatever. And so we've come to the end. So if there was something you wanted me to go more in depth about, feel free to drop it down into the comment and I will answer it as quickly as I can. And with that, you have yourself a great day.